Alright, we are live.
Alright, countdown. Alright, let me know when you're ready to go.
We can go ahead and go. Just whenever.
Wait, there's no countdown?
If you do you want me to do a countdown?
Welcome back and good evening, Altitude East Altitude. Here we are back with Altitude Esports Valorant single elimination weekend tournaments. Here we have what everyone's waiting for. It's going to be the finals. Canadian Hitmen versus URNAN clan. Here I'm joined by Syntax, and I meant to you by the way.
Welcome, welcome.
So got pretty fired up match coming in here. These are the two remaining teams. After such an amazing weekend of competition, how are you feeling about this game?
Uh, it's gonna be a very exciting game. Both these teams have been extremely dominant. I'm pretty sure they have all won their matches 2-0. And it's gonna be a real exciting match. We're gonna be starting out here on Haven.
Yeah, it seems. I feel like every time we're casting, we're starting on Haven.
It's a
Like,
very unique map.
yeah, generally you don't see, especially all your Counter Strike players, generally not used to seeing like three control points on any sort of map. However, Haven is a map. However, because Haven has those 3 points or those three sites, you have a lot of flexibility in how you can approach the site and how you can defend them. And there's a lot of room for rotations on both sides of the map. So overall, it really helps out the strategically gifted.
Yes, definitely. And you definitely got to hit those sites fast because if the defending team decides to have two people on both the shorts, or like one person garage and one on AB short, it's super easy for them to rotate and help defend B.
Yeah, B on this map is like B on Dust 2. You just take it fast, you rush it, no stop, no care in the world. And all you gotta do is just make sure you're covering for your teammates as you go in and rush for that plant there. Looks like we're ready to get into this one already. Um, we just saw. Let's talk about a Canadian Hitman first, as we just saw them.
Canadian Hitman is a really strong team. They're all really average fraggers. There's no one been ever at the bottom of the scoreboard. You'll see like one person get 4 kills one round, the next person, someone else gets 4 kills, and they're just really strong. They have really good cohesion. They've been pushing sites together, and I think they have a very good chance of winning this match.
Yeah, and they're gonna be up against URNAN clan. Yeah, you know what? Let's just call them UNC. I don't feel like saying URNAN's clan every time. It's a little bit of a mouthful. So anyway, UNC, they're known for having some very good firepower, especially someone like Tenzo, who is known for just dropping dirty 30Ks. Um, they're just gonna try and come out the gates guns blazing. You can already see Tenzo locking in that Phoenix. Gonna do their best to get nice and fraggy with it. They got a lot of really good supporting staff to support that, like the Breach and the Brimstone. Although there's some pretty good counter options on the side of Canadian Hitmen, as they are gonna have good amount of defensive utility with the Viper, Sage, and the Cypher, as well as the Omen to potentially throw a wrench into any plans set up by UNC.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like one team set up for attack and one team set up for defense. It looks like they're gonna be 5-man pushing here. They had the Cypher thrown on a trap behind
like
to watch behind.
Yeah, Corso was ready for it right away. Like, they're not even like he's like, I know how you guys play. Don't even try to pull a fast one. And UNC are just like, okay, that was the thing. They're just gonna slowly rotate over to. Looks like they're gonna rotate the C. As you can definitely tell, like they were caught off guard by that. as you can see by how much slower that they're playing here. Although they're doing the best to make something happen by B. As long as the members of Canadian Hitmen don't get too aggressive, they should be in the clear here.
Hey,
Rotate
you see,
does.
Oi 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 is very weak right now.
Yeah, we not doing the best there on that brimstone. It's gonna need some medical attention. However, Sage is not gonna be in gameplay here. So it's gonna be one of those situations: 22 health and a dream. Though his partner in crime, Blizz, is going to have 125 HP with the armor, and is gonna help him win that fight against PhD. They will manage to get the plant down. However, both members of UNC here are extremely low. Although they do get the plant money, so if they lose this, they're gonna get something out of it. Um, I was mentioning how much UNC members are very low, but it's not like the members of Canadian Hitmen are much better. Xenix looking to clutch this out. He does manage to get the 2K, and we'll get that defused to close it out for his team. But a great effort from UNC.
Yeah, good plays from Xenix there on that play. Peeked one at a time, just tap tap tap, and they were dead. You did see the bomb plant, so they are going to get more money, but I don't think it's going to be enough to force a buy here. I think they might full save and then go into rifles next round, and you are going to see SMGs coming out from Canadian Hitmen here on the defense.
Yeah, they're looking to just stunt up a very good, strong anti-eco, and I'm not sure if Xenix will stick to the shotgun, but I think he was inspired by our boy, what was his name?
I cannot remember.
Who was the brimstone on a frickin' damn. You know who we're talking about. He was inspired, and he's gonna take a shotgun for a spin. Although Blizz, who almost clutched out last round, is gonna be taken out very quickly, and so is Tenzo, not having a very good start to this series. Looks like Chatmeister is going to trade out Kefurfur. So far, Kefurfur has been seen as a weakness overall for the team, as he's been the first one to die in a lot of these situations. However, his team has been very quick to trade it out. Speaking of trade, though, Chadmeister, once again, should be called Trademeister, because he's just trading all of these kills here. Sage almost goes down on the side of the UNC here. Xenix, you gotta hit those shots, my dude. Although both of the he does take the Sage down to extremely low HP, and she is not able to heal herself up. Looks like she's gonna be stuck with the judge as well, so not really the best situation for UNC to be in here, but still a very winnable situation, especially considering that the Canadians are still making their way over. Though Chadmeister, with no utility left, is going to go for the plant. However, Zarek being able to get the other pick, it's not looking very good for them. However, Chadmeister are looking to clutch it out with just pure gun skill. Zarek not in a fantastic position here. Gonna try and get it with the SMG. At this point, you just hide. However, there's not enough time for it to make it work, so Zarek just focuses on stopping the plant from coming through, and that will be another one for the Canadian Hitman.
Zarek played that so amazing. Like, he popped his toxin screen just in time in order to disappear and not be able to be sprayed down by the enemy brimstone, and was able to just dodge him just enough to buy enough time. He heard the plant, wrap back around, and finished him off.
Yeah, and you get just the entire time we've been seeing the Canadians play here, we've just seen they're so effective on that Viper, so amazing at controlling that space. Not only controlling, but some of the attacks, he also does a very fantastic job taking the space. Oh my God, there's just a barrage going down mid there. What happened there? Once again, Kefurfur is gonna get taken out very early on here. Not even a trade the boot, and PhD is still going to be stuck with an SMG here, so that's looking very pretty for the Canadians right here. And it looks like it's going to be all C focused for UNC here. Although Zarek does manage to stop two trying to come through Garage. That might be what his team needs. However, he does get traded out himself, and it's going to be a 1v3 in favor of UNC. Xenix does his best to flank around Garage, and make something happen for his team. He's have a pretty good gun for it. He has the shields. He has all the utility. Now it's just gonna be in the execution, which Blizz decides to push up at just the right time, and this one's gonna go to UNC.
Yeah, very good hold there from UNC, able to hold that bomb site and not let the enemy Zen Ox take the 1v3 and just pick him off one by one and win that round for his team and make him 3-0. So
well, the way that you explained that was as if it wasn't even an enemy Omen. It's just an enemy Xenox.
Yeah, he's so good. He's just you got to watch him on this long defense. It's really if you don't know he's gonna be peeking you, he's just gonna destroy you.
It's gonna be looks like a heavy rush down to C long here. Even getting the stim in here. Doesn't look like anyone's really in position to kind of stop this plant. All you kind of have is the Cypher just doing his best to delay as much as possible. He manages to hide out in the corner, but doesn't manage to make it away for too long. As the plant goes down on C, looks like knives are going to be invested into this fight by Corso. However, Tenzo is going to shut down any other opportunity from his teammates. Corso is finally going to make his move. Tries to boost over the ice wall, but to no avail, and beautiful crossfires results in a flawless victory for UNC.
Yeah, amazing push there from UNC. They took the bomb site fairly quickly, got the picks, and were able to just win that round out quickly and be able to move into the next round here. And able to save all of those rifles too, so they're going to have money stacked up for the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, speaking of money, that's something that the Canadians are not going to have a lot of. They're going to be very starved for any sort of retribution after this round.
Yeah, they have to win this round. If they don't win this round, they're going to be down at least 2 more rounds. It looks like
once again gonna peek up. They do manage to take out the camera, but that also gives a ton of intel to the opposition. It looks like Zarek is just gonna preemptively ult on C in order to just force any sort of pressure from C. So you kind of like when you use the Viper ult there, you kind of know that the enemy aren't gonna push there. Like, why would you push head on into a Viper ult when you have 2 other sites that are just ripe for the taking?
oh, and a good lineup from Caruso.
Yeah, it does a fantastic job stopping it. It gets a 3K, almost gets the 4K. It does force the rotation from Zarek there. They do get interrogated, spotted out, and it's just gonna be up to Zarek in this 1v2 here. Decides to push pretty aggressively through the smokes here. Almost gets caught up by a trap. Moves in. I don't think he knows where the Cypher is.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, he's about to get caught in this fire here from alleyway. Yeah, you just know what's going to happen. If the ult comes down, there's absolutely no hope. So UNC take round number 5.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. They split up so they could both cover the bomb at the same time, and the Brimstone even popped his ult, so there was nowhere he could do or go to survive that and win the round. And you will see your Nan clan going up 3-2.
It's gonna be a save round from Canadians here, as they're hoping to win the early round here, and it looks like there's just gonna be another barrage of the mid doors here. Especially considering how aggressive you see the stage being played. Although you don't expect PhD to get picked off so early, that's a bit of a shocker. Although Caruso does a very good job trading it out, taking out the Cypher of their team. And Gafarfer does the same by taking out JW. And right now, it's looking a little bit rough for UNC here. Although, not rough enough for them to not get the plant down. It's gonna be Wee holding the angle short. Push decides to come through alleyway. It's fantastic use of the utility to get him out of the position, but Wee once again, you can see he still is able to hold the angle perfectly fine. The res does keep the fight at a 3v3. However, Canadians are now running out of time to get anything done. See his smokes coming in on both sides. in order to slow down the push here. PhD kind of had to rush in blind. Speaking of blind, Wee Wee is just going to get a blind spray through the smoke. Now, once again, it's just up to Xenix to try and get something done. But as he tries to save his rifle, he's going to get killed in the process.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate he wasn't able to save that rifle. Now his team is down more guns and more economy. And we will see the ult coming out from Kefurfer here, but if they lose this round, they're going to be down some serious cash. You do see Tenzo at 11k. He's going to be able to buy for at least the next 3 rounds, no problem.
Now this situation looks very familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just looks like the last game where it was the opposite, where Canadian Hitmen were just running over the other team. But now it seems the tides have turned.
It's got a big duel going in garage here. Although this time, nope. I was gonna say it's somewhat different. Nope, it's Kefurfer once again in garage. This time he's gonna be holding the window with an op this time. Doing his oh no, Eric. That is not the effect that you want. Although that's the effect that you want from Kefurfer there. Getting an immediately retrade. Xenix taking out Tenzo as well. Biggest fragging power taken out quick. Although honestly, for all the hype, Tenzo isn't doing that fantastic on the scoreboard. What's about 2 immediate trades in order to equalize once again. Equalize the complete domination. As Canadian Hitmen will be able to take another round.
And Caruso there, just destroying the enemy team, just one pick after another. And he is just leading his team to victory right now.
I know this would be a good one. So far, it's already delivering.
Yes, definitely. We do still see the same setup from Canadian Hitmen, where you have 2 on the A side, you got 1 watching long, 1 watching short. You got the 1 guy holding mid, 1 guy in garage, you got the guy with the camera on C, just able to look all the way down long, not having to peek or risk his life or whatsoever.
The guy with the camera, okay.
I don't know his name, okay?
Cypher.
I haven't played him, so I have no clue.
Damn. Well, you're missing out. He's hella fun. Hella good for your team. Also, I like how we just completely didn't mention Kefurfer getting 2 with the operator there on garage there. You can kind of just tell he's reading into the way that these attackers are playing. Oh, speaking of reading, Tenzo's able to take advantage of Zarek playing solo on B. And now he's in a fantastic position in order to cut off the rotation it looks like the rotation to C, although it looks like the members of UNC are gonna try and go and stick a B plant. Although members turns into member, as Blizz is the only one left. Straps are gonna give him a little bit more warning, but honestly, that's just a warning to his imminent demise. As no way to save his gun, no way to get the plant down, unless he pulls something crazy out here. He's gonna go for the P. He hears the person in the alleyway. Probably gonna try and force it. Although it's not enough to make it the sound effect. He tries to get aggressive with it. You can tell he hears that. Might be a little frustrating. However, he doesn't hear the other Cypher on site. And he's about to get flanked in by 2 angles. However, Xenix is able to pick him off before PhD is able to get anything done.
Yeah, both Cyphers are playing Ring Around the Rosie with each other, not even knowing. And unfortunately, he does get cut out by the enemy.
I was expecting a knife to come in there. Come on, PhD. But it's fine. Going for the consistent play, going for the safe play. It's all good, man. But like, that was not. Yeah, that's something you don't see every day. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and you do see the Kefurfer going really aggressive with this op in garage. I'm surprised he didn't go for the wall like he usually does.
Yeah, Kefurfer has to be careful with how predictable he can end up getting with his play of the like you'd see the adaptation came in here from UNC to push aggressively into Garage, and he do manage to take out Zarek with it. However, Kefurfer adjusts his position and does manage to take out Blizz. Although I don't think he's gonna be ready for the Phoenix. Yeah, he wasn't. Tenzo's able to just sneak on in. However, Koroso just is able to trade it out for him very quickly. I don't think he's gonna retrieve the up, especially since it's a 3v. It's gonna be a 3v2 in favor of UNC here, despite that whole mid battle situation. Rotation just come over to see Koroso. This is good. This is best in order to trade it back. Although J-Dub takes out his partner in arm, it's gonna turn into a 1v1. No, Caruso, you have to hit those shots. That is yikes.
I feel like Caruso there, if he would have thrown the close orb and the far back orb, he might have been able to defuse that.
You can't really stick that, especially with the like they know exactly where the bomb is and you have to pre-fire it. Just needs to do his best to force him out of position, and he forced it out of position, but he just couldn't win the gunfight at the end there.
Yeah, definitely.
Just, you could definitely tell all of the pressure that's getting to them. Looks like J-Dub once again is gonna try and peek the back of C once again. Kefurfer getting very aggressive with the operator here. There's no fear of the world. Speaking of very aggressive, Zarek is kind of just pushed up in Garage. Wait for the push. He's going to go in there with that shotgun. He's gonna trade out for a better weapon. That's very good place from him, to say the least. It looks like the whole C push is also kind of stunted up. So there's nowhere else for UNC to go but right back to A. Although they did leave Tenzo down in mid. Wee gets the opening pick off onto Xenix, and now the UNC decides to go make their move. The Canadians need to be very careful of Tenzo here, pushing up with his ult, especially Zarek, almost getting taken out. Trade comes back and forth. Once it's stuck up in heaven, although they finally do manage to take out Zarek, I don't know why he didn't adjust to that, but to be fair, there were two people they had to deal with. But Kefurfer does a great job at equalizing, taking out Tenzo, and now it's just 2v2, J-Dub and Brimstone playing on the site. PhD will win out the gunfight. Now you just need to take out that Brimstone. It's gonna be all up for Kefurfer on this operator here. It's gonna be a tough fight for him to win. He lands the shot, and it looks like they're gonna be able to get the fuse as well. You win those. That is the definition of winnable.
Yeah, very good shot from Kefurfer winning that team for his or winning that round for his team, and equalizing the game here. We are 2 rounds away from halftime. One of these teams need to win these 2 rounds in order to get an advantage running into the next round.
Yeah, it looks like right now Canadians are going to be happy even if they're just able to equalize on the half, as inherently this map is slightly attacker sided with all of the options that the attackers have to rotate, the amount of fake out potential in this map. So Canadians are going to be fine. Just getting away with a good old 6-6 scoreboard. Preferably, they want that 6-7. Oh my goodness! Kefurfer getting aggressive with the off once again. Almost gets taken now. And once again, you see the Viper commit the ult onto C in order to deter any sort of effort trying to come towards that site. And you can see UNC takes one good look and they decide that they have had enough of it.
No more charges.
Either that or they're gonna try and do the same thing but by Garage, but it's likely that they're gonna go for a more mid-centric push. Actually, no, they're gonna set up for an A take, as every single member of UNC rotates around, gets ready for this big fight, and there's only gonna be 2 members of the Canadian Hitmen in order to respond to it. So things can get very messy very quick. Xenix doing his best to prepare for it. Blizz will win the opening gunfight. Xenix is going to light up quite a few players, but not actually going to take any of them down. Now, it's a 3v5 as J-Dub does manage to res up Blizz, and he gets the interrogation. No, wait, no, that's the interrogation from the Canadian Hitmen. So, we have an easier time winning out this one. This one can honestly go either way. Although it doesn't look like what are they doing? Is Canadian Hitmen just giving up this round to save their guns?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have the economy to win the next round. So they're gonna try to
Yeah,
save
so
their guns and go into the next one. Hopefully with 3 guns, try to win it out.
yeah, definitely. They need to make sure that no one gets picked up here, though, because you definitely want to make sure that this decision is for gets as much value as possible. So yeah, some might say it's a questionable decision, but it's more just Canadian Hitmen just playing the long game.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they're in a pretty good position to try and equalize here, though they're going to be starved some of their weapons.
Yeah, but they do have an op on this defensive side, which could potentially win them the round with having that one-shot ability from the long range. It will be in the hands of Kafurfer here in Garage, hoping to get another pick.
So many ults were popped so early on. Kafurfer just barely makes it out with his life as 2 ults are popped in order to stop him. PhD though manages to stop a heavy rush into Garage. Though Kafurfer will lose the gunfight on C-Law. So right now, still very even, especially as Tenzo takes out Xenex. It's going to be statistically even as well. Now in favor of UNC, as Tenzo just doesn't lose any of these gunfights. Now, so 1v1, even though Corso is going to have those knives out, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough in order to turn this one around. It looks like it's going to be good chance that it's just going to be a 5-7 here. But Caruso is going to do his best in order to.
And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
Blizz
he's not
does
going to check
catch
the
him
corner.
on the first corner. Honestly, not a bad scoreline if you're a Canadian fan.
Yeah, it's definitely winnable still.
Yes, this should do. Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
Anyway, heading back into this one on the pistol round, sides will swap, and we are going to have UNC on the defense. As Canadian Hitmen going to be looking to they've shown to have pretty good to be pretty comfortable on these attacks here, so don't really fear for them as much. Although the match against or you can especially see that in their match against in their last match that they just played, they showed quite the prevalence on their attack. Anyway, heading into this, looks like it's going to be pretty heavily focused around C. Although there are options in order to rotate to either B or A that the Canadians have made sure to open up.
Yeah, it looks like Tenzo will be staying in this heaven area to anchor the A site, just in case they decide to wrap back, which it does look like the Canadian Hitmen are wrapping back towards mid. They're going to be at a 5-man on mid.
Yeah, you can see them just conjugate, and they're gonna have to go quickly here before the members of UNC realize their intentions. And you can already kind of see that. Although there was a little bit of a misread as somebody read Canadians going more towards A. However, the execute finally comes underway, and you can see all the members of UNC just try and pour back. That wasn't even close. Four kills just came in a matter of seconds. And a flawless round for UNC to start it off.
Yeah, very good round. Tenzo picking up 3 there, and JWD picking up 2 in the back. Crazy good pistol rounds from these guys. They won both pistol rounds, did they not?
Yeah, they won both pistol rounds. Though we're gonna be heading back to they're gonna play the anti-eco, of course. Looks like only one buy from the eco as well from the Canadian Hitmen. So they're definitely not like betting on winning this fight. Gonna put in their effort. Looks like they're just gonna rush Garage to see, try and make something happen. The read comes in pretty quick. from UNC here. You can see all the members kind of congregating around B. Though interestingly enough, no one decides to hop on the rotates. Like I would have expected the Phoenix to decide to push up short or something. They're gonna win the round anyway, but
And another flawless round too. Not losing any of those guns.
Yeah, see whenever it comes down to that pure gun skill, UNC just has a. It's not even close between UNC and the Hitmen right now.
Yeah, there's definitely a big money gap going on here from the UNC and Canadian Hitmen. Although Canadian Hitmen will have all rifles here versus all SMGs. We'll see if the SMGs on defense can actually hold these tight corners and win the gunfights. And we will see 4 men stacked up over here on A, ready to attack.
Well, this is going to be about key decision making from UNC here, but it's definitely possible that they can capitalize on mistakes made by the Canadian Hitmen here. So Canadian Hitmen still need to be on their tippy toes.
We do see a cheeky wall using the wall and the Omen teleporter, and he hits one player, but he's not able to actually take the kill, unfortunately.
Yeah, the good old Olaf boost, just to give all your CS players some PTSD right there. However, doesn't matter as he breaks his ankles on the way down, and there's going to be a trade on the other side of the map. Still going to be fairly A focused. This definitely is very winnable for Canadians here, especially when you consider that they're the ones with ARs. Although Tenzo was able to get himself a Phantom. So it's not all one-sided, especially Chadmeister picking up Zarek, trying to stop the rotation.
And you will see a fake. They threw a lot of abilities into this A site, and now they're running towards C, hoping to catch the enemy team off guard, and they might be able to.
Yeah, but you could see like how well UNC was able to read the rotate. However, it doesn't look like it's gonna be enough for them to just outright win the round. Spike will go down, and it's gonna be a 3v2 in favor of the Canadian Hitman. Between Xenix holding an advanced angle far in sight, and it's 2v1. It's gonna be pretty hard for JW to pull off, despite how effective he's been the rest of the rounds. I don't think he's aware of Xenix's position. No, it looks like he is, and he's gonna push him fairly aggressively. Very good game sense coming in from JW there, and he will clutch out the round for his team.
And it looks like he will be getting his ult for this next round, which is a very useful ult if they lose a player early on, and he's able to res them while getting a pick at the same time. That can make a crazy player advantage. And with Tenzo having his ult as well, you can basically be a 7v5 here, with having the extra man and the res. So we'll have to see if they end up using those ults this round, but you do see just the pistols coming out from the Canadian Hitman, so.
Yeah, but coming back into this one, once again, Canadian, they're trying to still work towards this long game, but you need to make sure that like something happens fast, because they kind of already had the opportunity last game. Looks like Zarek's gonna waste no time to get all up and aggressive onto the B window. Kind of just knocking at the door of B site. JW refuses to answer. However, it was actually going to be a C take. Immediate trades come through. However, confirmed from PhD, putting in a lot of work on these revolvers. See, even the pistols in this game extremely powerful, and sometimes they're enough to win a gunfight straight up.
Good flash from Tenzo.
Yeah, that was a really good flashbang. And Tenzo has the better weapon in order to win out this gunfight. But you need to be aware of the many crossfire opportunities. He actually loses the gunfight to the frenzy long range, and that round will go to Canadian Hitman.
I think he was very distracted by that camera hitting him with that tracking dart, and the Omen was able to just peek him for free.
Yeah, even more reasons that you should learn Cypher. In other words, start that contract now.
Looks like they're going to be going for another boost over here. They're going to be going for a 2-man boost. They're going to be going for the Omen, or are they not? No, they're not. Okay.
Yeah, they could have also went for the jet boost, but that would have been a little unnecessary.
And they're going to get a pick with it too.
Xenix getting the. This literally is Olaf boost. Like, tell me this isn't Olaf boost. Like, it's that territory. I wouldn't be surprised if people whine about it on Reddit and they remove it within days.
Yeah, they probably will.
That's if these events actually get views.
He'll fall and break his ankles.
I have the spike.
And it looks like they're going to be pushing up into sight here. They're fairly aggressive.
Yeah, they're definitely taking advantage of the early disadvantage coming in from UNC here. However, Tenzo's still gonna be there to try and clutch it out for his team. Although the members of Canadian Hitmen have an exact beat on where exactly they will be located. Tenzo kind of sneaks his way into sight, or he's just kind of hanging out the connector door, not really, just waiting to make his move. Once again, still has a very good gun in order to win this situation, but he's running out of time, and he's unaware of the... I don't think anyone's watching his angle. Tenzo decides to just give it up. It's much better to save the gun. He has to be careful how close he's playing to that wall, because, yeah, explosion can go through there. The wall is pretty unnecessary, but, hey, anything to keep him safe, it's probably good enough for Tenzo here, as he will carry that rifle over.
Yeah, they do have a 3-round advantage here, so him saving that rifle will just help them keep that lead, hopefully. Keeping their economy up just a little bit more, giving them a little bit better of a defense here before the Canadian Hitmen can get a chance to catch up.
Despite bringing over the AR, looks like overall, as a team, UNC is gonna go for a bit of an eco round, including Chad Meister with the shorty. So it's gonna be interesting to see how. Well, okay, there goes their one and only AR. Right away, as Tenzo gets taken down short by, I think that was a running AK shot from Caruso. So very interesting stuff from him. Once again, the members of just no fear, the members of Canadian Hitmen. 4-4 gets a pretty good ice in order to slow down any sort of rotation from A. Although it does telegraph that rotation. That rotation that's not happening, as it's gonna be a Jabay into a C plant. Very well done. However, I don't think they're aware of that cipher of C long. What's called Blizz can be in for.
No, they do know he's
Blizz
there
can
because he
definitely
was
surprise.
waiting, and he actually got the kill on the enemy cipher. Or on the enemy, no, not the enemy Sage.
Come on, you can
Xenox,
say
I
it.
can't remember his name.
However, it looks like the fights are going to be pretty even here. It's just going to be up to Wee Wee in a 1v1 trying to push out Garage. However, Zarek will get the fire through his smoke. And looks like Canadian Hitmen, they're on their way to clawing back into series.
Unfortunately, they were not able to pick up that op down at the long side. But I think they have plenty of money in order to keep these rounds rolling here. You do see all phantoms from the URNAN.
There are seven phantoms in the lobby right now. It's unbelievable. I wonder which of the two ARs they like the most. But honestly, it's all personal preference. When you pick the Phantom, you get the higher rate of fire, tighter recoil spread, and when you pick the AK, you get the higher damage and slightly better. You get the higher damage and no fall off damage.
And the
So
one-tap ability.
Yeah, and the one tap ability. So it's like both of them are very valuable options. So don't be pressured in order to just stick to one. Speaking of sticking to stuff, looks like UNC are just gonna, or not UNC, Canadian Hitmen, just gonna focus on playing for picks here, playing pretty safe, waiting for a mistake from UNC. Zarek almost was the, Zarek almost was the one that made the mistake. Don't ask me where I'm getting these random things from. There we go. Xanax, he's immediately traded out, but he gets the opening pick on the Tenzo. And Xanax equalizing it by taking out Wiwi. It's gonna be very hard for the members of. That's a nasty wall from Kafurfur that prevents all of the follow-up that would have came from the breach ult. So fantastic game knowledge from him. Forces out a ton of utility from the breach as he decides to claw back into sight. And this is already an unwinnable situation for UNC as they decide to go and save their guns. Very excellently.
Yeah, very smart from them. It was a very good push from the Canadian Hitman. Zurich just running in, getting the first kill, then ended up getting traded off by his teammate Xenox. And that just opened up the site for them to get the bomb plant and play super defensively around that long. And yes, that was a very good wall from Kafurfur to block the follow-up from Chedmeister's ult.
Kind of see, you can say UNC, they're kind of like, you could say, never mind, it's gonna be clever, but I don't know, I'm trying too hard. But so far, this is not very good for Canadian Hitmen there.
Did you see the pump shot coming out for Wee Wee?
Pump shot. I didn't even know it's pump shot for Wee Wee. He's gonna push up nice and aggressive in garage there, so we might see a very nasty engagement coming out there. As if you don't know about that shotgun, that the Bucky, as if you kind of played Overwatch, if you press right click, then the shotgun actually shoots out like a bigger pellet. Oh no. He tried his best, but it shoots out a larger pellet that explodes at a longer distance, so you could use that shotgun at mid-wire as well. Blizz, just completely oblivious to PhD, just pushing through his cyber cage. And right now, once again, UNC are on the complete back foot, as the plant will come down for a Canadian Hitman. And I don't think Tenzo's gonna go for this one.
No, he does not have the firepower to win this fight. Best thing to do is to save that $1,000 armor and go into the next round with it.
Save the armor, save the frenzy, and most importantly, save the KD. Now, of course, that last one was a joke, but there's no point in. Although he definitely gets some pretty good exits here. He's gonna be able to take the Phantom through the round as well. So it's very good salvaging from him.
Yes, definitely. Corsu did see him pick up that weapon, but was able to actually get any shots off on him. So he could have died there and lost that, but fortunately his character has some long reach. And the game will be at 10-10. Again, 7 Phantoms in the lobby versus 3 AKs.
Yeah, and all 3 of the AKs are going to be on the side of the Canadians. Definitely haven't seen that much AR bias throughout any of these other matches. Like, I'm pretty sure it was pretty even during the last match as well. Like, this is something completely different we're seeing here. Anyway, there's gonna be a ton of ults all prepped and ready for the Canadians here, for them to take advantage. They decided not to use their knives right away. Although Tenzo manages to catch out Caruso, so he's not gonna have the chance to use those knives. But there are 3 other ults that Canadians will have a chance of using. PhD does manage to take out Blizz. He just decides to push up, or at least put pressure on the C, softening it up for his planter in order to come in. Gets a nice saber cage on the CT, as Xenox manages to get 2 on the rotate. And right now, it's all up to Chadmeister. This situation has happened so many rounds in a row for UNC here. Just this breach solo in this 1v4. Although, unlike his, looks like he tried to make something happen, but Xenox is having none of it.
Yeah, Xenox playing in that CT spawn, trying to catch him rotating through CT. Actually caught him in the back, rotating through the BC connector there. And was able to save anyone else from potentially dying.
just despite what the rest of the series has been looking like, this is actually looking like it can very easily be a Canadian victory.
We do see the op coming up from Xenix. Maybe we're gonna see this wall boost again, and he might be able to get a easy pick and win them the round again like he did last time.
No, are they gonna fall for it 3 times in a row? Let's see. He's gonna peek over the ice wall.
Tenzo used his ult and pushed up through lower, and got a counter pick.
Yeah. Wait. For a second I thought Tenzo pushed up under the boost, but no, we're just hearing just different people over here. But honestly, massive value from Tenzo's ult. That's definitely something that they needed. Zach's gonna spend a little bit more time, just a little more time up here, kind of just admiring the scenery, getting some smokes down. Also covering for his teammates as they move into B. He'll break some ankles on the way down. Already a trade coming in as the B fight ensues. Although looks like this one's going heavily in favor of UNC. As all that's gonna be left is Xanax. He's gonna push up close with the op. Although I feel like the recommended course of action would be to try and save that. Although he's gonna go for the flashy plays here. Speaking of flashy, Chad Meister just comes in and annihilates him with that flash.
And the scoreline does come back to 11-11. And we will have to see which team can pull this out. Now, you do see each player having $11,000 on this attacking side, so I do think they are going to have the advantage, even though the enemy team does have all rifles and armor.
Honestly, Canadian Hitmen can fall by the last two rounds of the match.
I wonder if we'll see a 5-man op here.
Or honestly, last 3 rounds of the match. Hell, we could see them go Team Fnatic if we really want to. If you know what I mean by that.
All 5 Odins?
No, I was talking about like the 4 ops spraying through the double doors.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like we're gonna be seeing any of that, as we're gonna be sticking to defensive gameplay. In other words, boo. Although Zarek does manage to get the pick on the Chabmeister, and another one on the Blizz. He's already doing such a great job opening the site up for his team, as well as with the utility. It's gonna save a lot of that in order to hold on just a little bit longer. But he's just got into holding garage as well. Manages to get a third onto JW. The ace is very possible, especially as the Phoenix moves towards the garage window. I don't know, are they gonna see it? Is this fight gonna happen? This is very possible. Zerk can very easily get the ace here. It doesn't look like Wee does not want any of that. He is getting the hell out of there. You can see Zerk for a second was hot on his heels. But
yeah, Zerk should definitely try to chase him down and potentially get this this gun from him. I feel like that'd be more valuable.
He wants the gun and he wants the ace. I think he's gonna get it. Although the Reaper is gonna be able to get stopped there, and the Maul is gonna prevent any other feedback from coming through. Spray almost comes down through the wall though.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that he wasn't unable to collect on that ace. Very impressive 4K though, and we do see another op, or we can keep that op for the Canadian Hitmen here going into their map round.
It's Dire Straits. Excuse me there. It's gonna be Dire Straits for for the UNC here. It's Canadians. They have them on the ropes, and like there's even 2 SMGs coming out for them. It's gonna be very hard for them to pull out of this one alive. Especially there's like powerful ults on the side of the Canadians as well. Speaking of powerful ults, we're gonna see the aggressive use of the Viper ult in order to take quick control of B. However, it's not really gonna get anything done, even if we using the assurance ult in order to make sure no one else decides to push a B with them. Although the Viper was the bait, as the rest of the team decided to focus on Xenix and PhD managed to open up the fight, and now it's gonna be a 2v2. Very winnable for Canadians, but also Tenzo. Tenzo can't just do that and just decide, hey, let's win the round.
Tenzo coming in crazy good spray control, getting one, then getting the second one after he realized he was on bomb. And he's gonna have his ult going into this next round. Oh wait, no, he did use his ult.
This one's gonna come down to the ropes. And remember, this is only the first map in a potential. This is only the first map in a best of 3, and this first map already coming down to the wire. Kind of a massive precedent to how the rest of the series is gonna go. But in the meantime, yeah, full ARs on.
5
Look at
AKs
the
versus 5
five.
Phantoms, and we will see which gun comes out on top.
Yeah, but this is the battle for the ages.
Although you will see a
Which
lack
one.
of utility coming out from the defensive team. I believe the Cypher from Blizz does not have his 2 little beacons, the little tripwires, unless he's already thrown them down.
I mean, a lot of times, as the cipher, you try to throw them down ahead of time, just to end that setup phase. However, it doesn't look like it looks like he also pre-placed his cyber cages. I saw one on a long as well, which means the other one has to be pre-placed as well.
Cage trigger.
But you never know. Maybe he just didn't buy them at all. We starting out very good, countering the full push. Although we got trades coming in back and forth. Zarek and PDH, they just got the point and they got the spike down in the 4v5. Sorry, on 4v3. It's gonna be an uphill battle for UNC to come through, as they also heard movement coming in heaven. Zach deciding not to get aggressive with the spray through. He's playing it safe. He's playing for the consistent gun battles. They know exactly where they are coming connector. Zarek will take out Blitz. JW trying to jump out of heaven, not getting enough value, as Zenix will clean up the fights for Canadian Hitmen.
Yeah, very impressive from the Hitman there. Able to get the player jumping out of the window and the 180 and getting the other player walking through. It was all down to Chadmeister, wasn't it? Coming from CT, and he was unable to secure the win for his team.
What a map.
A very, very impressive map.
I wouldn't even be surprised if that's not the highlight of the series, because that was just back and forth on both sides, like star pop-off moments from both teams, just amazing.
Yes, definitely.
You gotta give it to the honestly the top three from Canadians are players that just completely stepped, especially Caruso. He kind of played average last match. Didn't really pop off that much. Kind of was just consistently just there doing his job, entering into points. However, this round he really showed up and he managed to outfrag Tenzo, which was a player that a lot of people were scared of going into this match. It's kind of seen as almost like the joystick of this tournament. If you play Siege or the Carpe of this tournament for y'all Overwatch fans or whatever, you'll get my point. He's a very scary and mechanically sound player, and Canadians were able to match them in that front. As well as we gotta mention Zenix and Zarek doing such a fantastic job at clutching out key moments for the team.
Yes, definitely. You did see I believe it was Xenox that got up on that wall and got that crazy op pick over the mid, and that one pick alone won that game for his team. So it's crazy how one pick in this game can lose your team the round. So you really got to play defensive when you're on defense, and not play aggressive when you're on attack. You gotta play together as a team. Because if you don't have someone there to trade you, then
and if you decide to go aggressive, you need to make sure it's in accordance with your team. Because there were a few moments on both sides where kind of looked like one person kind of just went on their like one solo mission to try and turn the fight, and it ended up putting their team in an even bigger hole than they were already in.
yeah, definitely.
Looks like next match will be bind, as both teams feel like avoiding split like it is the plague, or like some other unrelated unrelated disease that we will not talk about because it makes us all depressed. Anyway, going into Bind here, we could definitely see a repeat of last series where once again Canadians get off to a tough start, but like just like what happened with this map, we could see Canadians kind of just pull a complete 180 midway through the first half of the first half.
Yeah, definitely. It it's very winnable for both teams because they're just both so talented. URNAN clan can come back and win the next map 13-12, and then we would go to a third map. And hopefully that one doesn't go too long either.
Honestly, I wouldn't. Even though I have stuff that I would like to do in this time, I wouldn't mind if this series went to a map 3 because like this is entertaining Valorant right now.
Yes, this is grand finals. It'd be very poetic to have a third map in grand finals, because then it would show that the two teams that actually deserve to make it here did make it.
Honestly, like even if it doesn't go to a third maps, like we're already seeing that these teams are so evenly matched, and that like they're gonna that both of them like they have the drive in order to go all the way. So I say it's very possible that it goes to a third map, but I wouldn't be surprised if it stops on bind either. And it looks like what's called Canadians will be on the defense to start off as well. So very similar to their last map as well. Tell that they just even though they love the defense here, honestly feel like the Canadians have a very solid attack.
Yeah, they do. They're really coordinated. They know how to use their abilities, and they know how to bait peeks out of the defending players. You really got to watch out for Caruso on that jet. He's super aggressive, and his aim is fairly decent. He can jiggle peek a corner and just one tap you, and you'd have no idea where it came from.
But they could also use that as they can also use that to their own advantage, as taking advantage of Caruso's over aggression
Yeah,
and
they could definitely bait
possibly.
him into getting a free pick.
So and honestly, it works both ways here, and it's not like UNC doesn't have a star fragger of their own, as I feel like we've mentioned Tenzo enough as Tenzo, even though they lost that first map, like there were so many times where he just single handedly turned the fight by himself.
Yeah, he's a very talented player. Definitely a contender for the player of the tournament.
Yeah, right now the only person I would really put over him would probably be honestly Xenix.
Yeah, Zenix, especially on Haven, he's been doing amazing on that long spot. Anytime we've watched him, he's always gotten picks. He's never gotten picked off in that long spot.
Yeah, and even when he is playing different like angles, like he's just been consistent. He's always been one of the last ones alive as the round kind of winds down. I mean, which is kind of to be expected whenever you're playing secondary entry. But like he's always like you never see him like die early, or you rarely see him out of position. Like he's a very reliable cornerstone for this Canadian lineup.
Yeah, he rarely feeds. I have seen him do one bad teleport where he used his ult and ended up teleporting into the middle of the enemy team and dying. But that was one out of many ults that he's pulled off and gotten massive value out of.
Still waiting for some of these teams to get ready. Despite the great play that you've seen here, these players are human, so they have basic necessities. But what do you think we're gonna see on the bind here?
On Bind, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of hookah shotgun and a lot of cheeky teleport strats.
Yeah, someone's gonna. Oh my goodness, I need to remember that player's name. The shotgun player from last match. Hold on, you know what, I'm gonna. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yaba. There we go. We're gonna see a lot of people, probably some people inspired by Yaba here. Gonna hold close hookah with the shotguns. We've already seen it a little bit here on Haven, but we're gonna be going into Bind, just like the first series of the day, and we could potentially see the exact same thing. So you never know. I mean, they're probably not going to stick on the shotgun all series like Yaba did, but hey, you never know. Anyway, we're going to be getting into the match. Play expectation is going to be roughly the same team compositions, but there's quite a few, especially with the TPs, there's quite a few room for adaptation here.
We could see the Jet out of Caruso go over to the Phoenix like he did last time. Because this is a fairly decent Phoenix map. And there's also a lot of very good Sova sonar arrow areas. Like you can shoot an arrow from B to A, I believe, and it lands somewhere in bathrooms. So it's a very powerful map for those two characters.
It's also a very good map for Rays as well.
And we do see a
Speaking of
Raze,
which,
we do see a Phoenix
do
and a
see-
Sova.
Yeah, so everyone that we pointed out, we're going to see one way or the other. As Xenix will swap over from that Reaper, or sorry, from that Omen. Interestingly enough, JW is gonna be playing the Sova, and we're gonna be seeing double intel coming out from the side of UNC, which tells me that they're gonna play the Sova a lot more like a secondary entry, rather than kind of that like pure intel that you would expect them to play a lot of the time. Um, Interestingly enough, Raze is gonna be playing straight in hookah. Um, Generally, a lot of times you would see Raze play short as she's able to just pour utility through the TP. And why am I still talking? There's a massive rush coming down A short now. Zarek, although he's in position to stunt it a little bit, looks like a plan. It's about to come in on U-Haul. Although Zarek is doing his best to kind of just sneak around. Spike does go down, and just a chaotic fight ensues. And these chaotic fights are where players like Tenzo just completely dominate. We get another one as well, although Zarek manages to catch two people using their utility, and he tries to stick the defuse. He gets one level of it, but he's not able to make anything happen with it. And first rounds will go in favor of UNC.
Yeah, unfortunately, the firepower coming through that smoke wall was just completely able to destroy anyone trying to defuse. And we did see the good effort by Xeric, just walking through that section in that wall that was broken in, and getting 2 kills immediately, but he was still unable to win the game for his team.
Yep, so not to start that Canadian Hitmen we're expecting, but it's one that they're probably going to accept, just move on from, and they're going to go for another pistol round. They're going to go for a bit of a eco round, although we're going to see a shorty coming out from Xenix here, once again holding hookah, but they're unaware of just a pure long rush here. A lot of damage taken for that Sage there, but just gonna keep moving on, just gonna plant, almost like a horde of goats just moving in a big death ball. It's gonna be very hard for the Canadian Hitman to retake against this, though it's not impossible. Though it's gonna be very hard to do when they're all stacked up in CT without any actual guns. go. Two pass through the smoke. Timer is ticking down pretty quickly though. And you can see the amount of angles that are just looking at the CT are. Some of them are about to go on the bend right now. And at this point, for Canadian Hitmen, you just try and save up your money, save up your armor, whatever you can. And this one will go to UNC as well.
Cage triggered.
Yeah, very good round there from UNC. Able to just push in, get the picks they need, plant a bomb, and get really defensive, and force all the CT players to be in their spawn. It's so easy to just hold them in that choke point.
Yeah, we're gonna see the buy-ups finally coming in from the defense here, so it's gonna be a lot easier for them to adapt to what's coming in from UNC here. Although they and so they actually do have the AR advantage here. This time there's actually much more AKs in the lobby than or sorry, Vandals in the lobby than Phantoms. But not by too much though. There's still a little bit of output here. There's gonna be a heavy push on both sides of B as Cyphers manage to get trades for their teams. And JW continues to open it up as once again 3 people decide to rotate through CT. Just not a very good Canadians not doing a very good job at establishing any sort of map control as they're going to be stacked up trying to push through this tiny choke point, trying to push into sight. Although Caruso manages to make it work somehow. And this is actually a very winnable retake for the Canadian hit. The plant is going to get covered. One level gets completed on it. They just need to be wary of the last player that's playing long. The fuse comes out. The ult is going to be of no use, as even though it takes out Kaferfer, the diffuser does go down.
Caruso being able to pick up that that last kill and take that gun away from Wee Wee on that. I can't remember, on Brimstone. Does help his team's economy just a little bit. And we will see a scout coming out from Kaferfer.
Not only do we see a scout, but we're going to see an auto shotgun coming out from Xenix. So he's going to be, once again, he's going to be holding in hookah, just trying to play close. A little bit of like the, oh my god, I already forgot his name again. Whatever.
Got the spike.
You know the player I'm talking about. He played in the last map in the exact same position, so you should expect very similar results. Although TP is hurt, and looks like it was just a bait, just to force some attention away from the main front. As once again, push is going to be staged onto A. And this one actually can go fairly quick. Interestingly enough, we got a one-way smoke. That's a very nice smoke from Zarek here. Though, it's only able to find one pick. And once again, Canadians are going to be at a disadvantage. Tento has used that Phoenix Soul to get a temporary advantage. And right now, it's only up to Kaferfer, who's playing with that scout inside heaven. You're not really going to get too much value going with this one here. Unless you're just...
He was getting burned by that fireball from Phoenix and went down to 6 HP and almost died from it.
Yeah, so very good reaction from him to quickly swap down onto the heal. He's gonna try and make something happen, Connector, but to no avail. As once again, UNC will take the round.
Yeah, UNC looking very strong on this map. And, they have 4 rifles right now in an SMG versus currently just pistols on the side of Canadian Hitmen.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna stage up for what's called UNC. Looks like they're gonna stage up for a very similar approach. As once again they're gonna focus their efforts mostly on A. However, this time the members of Canadian Hitmen are gonna waste no time in order to try and react to this push, as both of their B players decided to start wrapping around. Although both of their A anchors go down fairly quicker, with the A short player and their anchor. There goes Kafurfur, a lot of utility not available for a retake, and yeah, that was not even close.
Yeah, perfect peaks from JWD, picking up 3 players on that round. Just able to put that AK to use. And
I wouldn't be surprised if a save comes out from a Canadian Hitman here. However, it looks like they are gonna force buy. Yeah, you can see that the pockets are bled dry, but they're basically saying that in this push, it's kind of an all or nothing, or not this push, this hold. So if they lose this, they're gonna be set back for about 2 or so rounds. But it's kind of it's a cost that they're willing to take, and PhD dying very early on already is not a good omen to be set there. Enzo taking out Zenex. Oliver just proving the weakness of this whole B setup. Caruso with 2, with 3. He's in a very good position to get a 4th one as well. He's gonna try and get level 1 on the defuse here. He might just stick it all the way. Yeah, looks like it. And once again, Tenzo's not even gonna have a chance to change the outcome of that fight. As very quick retake from Canadians.
it does look like that buy did end up winning them the round. Now they have 5 ults. They have a half decent economy. They have 3 rifles, and they might be able to buy at least 1 more. But they have the 5 ult advantage versus only 2 over on oh, I can't remember the team name now. Over URNAN clan.
Once again, we're gonna be seeing the the quintuple Phantom setup coming in from UNC, and there's gonna be a preemptive ult on A long from the Viper. It's gonna that's just gonna do such a good job just stalling. Actually, it looks like Zarek is trying to peek out boxes as well. Oh, that is definitely not the sight that you wanted to come across there. Manages to completely scout out the entire push from Canadians there. Manages to get a trade in the meantime, but will get taken out with the ult. And it looks like UNC are thinking better of it and gonna res their teammate, and they're gonna start rotating over to the B site. Now, PhD is going to be able to... Actually, maybe they don't even rotate. Maybe they just push down shore and call it a day. That definitely is a very possible option. But nope, looks like the majority of the team is going to be focusing their efforts on pushing over to B. There still is the Cypher left on site, and rotates are coming over very quickly from the Canadians. Yep, already big contention from Bend, and PhD and Zenex doing a fantastic job holding on already. Spike is gonna be stopped in hookah, and Corso just there's okay. He just cleaned house, like not much to say there.
Yeah, very good play from him. I believe that's the second 3K he's had this game, where he's retaking on the A site and just sprays everyone down.
Alright, the AKs had some time in the sun. Now we're going back to what's called 8 Phantoms.
This goes here. Yes, this should do.
8 Phantoms and the double AK. He almost went for a Phantom, but he stuck with the AK.
Well, one of these rounds we're gonna see 10 Phantoms in the lobby. I bet absolutely nothing, but you never know. You know, it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, all we would need is another team like this URNAN clan, and they're gonna go for an A execute here with the 5 Phantoms.
Yeah. As they're kind of just gonna wait for mistakes. It's what I like to call just kind of playing for fixed, but Okay, that's some very calculated passive aggression from them. Although slow is used alright to try and slow down the push. No, that was the slow from the side of UNC. Almost cuts off any sort of rotation from connector. And right now, this fight is kind of back and forth. That ult can be massive. That almost caught another person. Right now, the fight's pretty even, but right now the advantage is still in favor of UNC. As lamps get cleared out pretty quickly. 21 health in a dream is Xenix. Looking to close out this fight. He doesn't know where to cipher it. Gonna try and fake the defuse. Takes out the bolt. He's very low on time. Tries to get one more in the bank, but it's not gonna be enough. As UNC will take round number 6. Or sorry, round number 8.
Yeah, very good plays there from both teams. It shows how powerful that character is from Xenix. That's Sage, right?
No, Xenix is playing Raze.
Oh, Raze, yeah, Raze. But that ult is super powerful. If you get lucky, you could get a 5k with one shot, and it's just crazy.
Where are you?
Right. Say overall, we're gonna see a very flexible attack coming in from UNC. So they're gonna have a lot of options as far as being able to rotate over to an A push or B push. Confer opens up against the opposing stage with good rate. Fantastic up shot. I'm sorry guys, words are hard. You know this. And an immediate rotation is gonna come over to a B site from the UNC here. It looks like a good amount of members of the Canadians have read into this, and members are already waiting. You got the Raze and the Cypher over there, and it looks like Caruso is gonna start rotating over as well. Well, he's rotating from the exact same angle. Kind of see the stage income with the walls. So the hookah players gonna have a harder time pushing in here. Trades come in, however, then two more come in for Canadians here. So just left the J-Dub in this 1v2. Gonna be stuck up Ben, but Kafarfer manages to sneak around him with the op. And another one is gonna go to the side of the Canadian Hitman.
Very good effort there by JW. But unfortunately, he did take that orb on that long and stole the potential for Tenzo to get his ult before they pushed in. If he only would have pressed tab, they could have seen that Tenzo was one away from his ult. He could have picked up that orb and ulted in, cleared angles for them, and called out information as they pushed in. But you know, some players just don't understand the metagame quite yet.
Yeah, keep in mind this game is still new, so there's a lot of interpretations of like how the game's supposed to be played. So you're gonna see a lot of variation, stuff like this. Phoenix almost got a lot of value by taking out the Sage. Sorry, by taking out the Jet. I mean, however, the Sage of UNC actually gets taken out fairly early, so it's already not looking very good for them. However, they're gonna establish a decent amount of control. Look at the pushing by a B. Blizz manages to take out Xenix to even it out. So it's not looking too bad for them. But PhD gang J-Dub. Once again, another trade. How many trades can we have here? Look, I'm expecting another trade to come in any second now.
Looks like both these players are on the flank for Canadian Hitmen. I don't think anyone knows. Tenzo does know. He hears them.
So somehow there was going to be a crazy wall bang, and there was going to be another trade. It's like Tenzo. Look, the last two players for Canadians are really taking their time on this push here. They're at this point they're just saving, playing for picks, which makes sense when you have the op and the AK left. So just gonna sit in CT, and they're in a fantastic position to play for exits. Like I can definitely see them being able to catch like Blizz out here, although Blizz decides to go through the TP instead.
Yeah, so unfortunately they're not gonna get any exits, but they are gonna save those weapons, which would be Very good for their next try to defense. And there is 2 more rounds left in this half of the map. We will see if they can equalize this with that op and AK.
Yeah, Canadians will be in a pretty decent spot if they're able to come out with 1 more win here. Of course, you want to try and come out with 2 to completely equalize it. But this map, like I said at the beginning here, this map is fairly attacker-sided. This one isn't as attacker favored as like say Haven can be at some points, but this one still has a lot of advantage to the attackers depending on how you play it. But then again, things are still early, so it might be too early to like definitively say. And honestly, out of oh my goodness, I have no time to explain anything. So much is happening already. It's already a 3v3. Zarek once again with another shotgun kill. I'm pretty sure Zarek's just saving out here. Looks like a plant is about to go down from Wee Wee. However, he's being very cautious with his approach here. And it looks like he's actually gonna opt out for an A rotation. And at some point, the members of Canadians need to realize this.
It looks like Zerk has already realized it, and he's already started to rotate all the way through mid.
Yeah, looks like everyone slowly but surely has realized it. There's another res onto Xenix here. So Canadians are going to be in a very good spot in order to clutch this out. And although their push is going to be telegraphed, and interesting enough, they decide to all just hard push one angle once again, which I don't think I agree with that. Wee Wee's able to line up for an easy kill. No, it's just about getting that kill at the JW.
Oh, and JW gets the lineup, but Zen Ox does hit him with that rocket, but it is a win.
And that's exactly why you don't rush the same angle at once. Makes it so it completely ruins your man advantage because you're not able to put pressure from multiple angles. Instead, they were able to. The members of what's called UNC were able to focus all of their resources into just one area. So it was really easy for JW to get the lineup in the 3K.
And the shame is, those 2 players that got lined up and killed, they were also lined up for, I believe it was Blizz? No, it was Wee Wee. He was in the lower A connector from CT spawn, and he lined them up and did damage to both of them as well. So it was just super easy for him to line up those 2 players and kill them.
Canadians are gonna be kicking themselves for that one. Liz does open up, however Zen does a good job at trading it out, as I think the bot actually gets the kill. It can further increases the advantage by taking out Tenzo. However, it's equalized once again, but then thrown back into the 3v4 by Xenix. Then one more equalization from the Sova, and Corso misses a critical shot that might have costed the round right there. But it looks like there's still going to be a good chance for retribution here. Zarek comes in, tries to get 2, but it's not going to happen.
Good effort from Zarek, but unfortunately he was not able to fight the 1v2 and win that round for his team.
Anyway, we're going to be heading back into the next one. It's going to be a little rough for Canadians here at a 4v8. This is definitely going to be an uphill battle that they're clawing their way back from. And unlike the last match, it's not gonna be quite as a. They're not gonna they are very clearly on the back foot here, so they're gonna have to put in everything they got.
Yes, definitely. Although it does look like the URNAN clan will be able to possibly take this to a map 3. They're 5 rounds away from a map 3. And that drone is going to fly through the teleporter and spot out the enemy team. And you're going to get an early rotation of 2 players from this A site. And you're going to see the one player wrapping around through T-spawn.
Yeah, it looks like Canadians they're gonna stick to this as well. Although they could very well go ahead and take the TP. It doesn't look like they're gonna be aware of the Phoenix waiting for them on the other side. Speaking of which, the race is definitely not aware of the Phoenix. Um, as looks like Tenzo is gonna find himself another one. Yep, there we go, taking out Xenix. There's no push through the TP as they just decide to hardcore push on the site, but they don't account for Blizz, who's just able to deny the plant with ease. Spec carrier killed once again. Only one left for Kefurfer, and this one will once again go for UNC.
Yeah, Tenzo was able to flank and get a kill, but unfortunately his team had rotated off the point at that time and were unable to hold the point for the long hold. But they were able to rotate back into the point just in time in order to stop the plant and win the round. But unfortunately, I think they did lose 2 guns. Oh no, they were on pistol run.
Yep, it was a pistol rounds. Anti-Eco's gonna come out from UNC, where we're gonna see almost a pure pistol round coming in from the Canadians. The only difference is gonna be a Kefurfer. It's gonna be buying up on that ghost. Um, I'm surprised a lot of these players don't know that you could throw utility through the TPs, because
What a very good
pretty
camera angle from Blizz. He threw it up into the skylight in Hookah, and you can see down into Hookah with it, and they cannot see where it's at.
Well, I feel like every time you point out something good about UNC, the point just immediately goes catastrophic for them. As right now, it's just all up to Wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong team. I forgot the side swapped. It's just gonna be Kefurfer left for Canadian Hitmen here. Doesn't have the worst gun in order to try and clutch this out with. But he's gonna be going up against 3 SMGs and little limited as far as the utility is concerned. It's gonna make some noise coming up to heaven. Almost get scouted out. It's gonna be very difficult for him to make this work. See, unaware of the other 3 players that are around A, and once again, that round will go in favor of UNC.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the 1v3 and win that for his team. He hasn't been doing so good in this map as he was in the last. Neither has Tenzo. Tenzo at the bottom of the scoreboard for his team. Just not outputting the same effectiveness as in the first map.
Yeah, consistency definitely a big problem for both of these teams. However, so far the effect has been a lot. The effect has definitely been a lot worse on the Canadian side of things. Like you still have players like especially if you look at let's look at Xenix. Like he's someone that I've been hyping up all tournament long, and look at his score right here. Like he got 10 kills, but he died 14 times. That's been every round, which is kind of unacceptable if you ask me. There's gonna be a rush into A site. Chatmeister almost stunting it. With the help of Tenzo, he will a little bit. However, Zarek does make sure he trades out both of them. Corso, making sure he gets that mid control. Right now, it's looking very plausible for the Canadians to win out on this. Viper Rope, probably not the most necessary thing. It's more of a reassurance, especially with Corso trying to cut off a flank and showers to take out this Brimstone. Yeah, he just stuck. His back is literally up against the wall. Canadians will finally take another round.
And there goes the potential comeback. Or here comes the potential comeback for the Canadian Hitmen. They pick up that round. The URNAN does not have good economy to win this out. We might see them go up to 7 or 8 rounds before URNAN can get back in this.
Yeah, definitely blowing their economy early on, not working out very well for them. Interestingly enough, I doubt this is gonna happen, but three. No, it's happening. There's three shotguns on the side of UNC. I don't know why or I don't know how, but three shotguns. Let's go. One of it's gonna be the Sova pushing up with the shorty, super aggressively up mid, or sorry, up A short. Um, this can actually get very dangerous if you're not careful. And yep, of course, so make sure you check this corners there. Overall, just a very messy fight ensuing. And right now, the only people that are left are the two B players with their buckies. So definitely not the people that you want in this situation. As Canadians, we're gonna get a nice foothold onto the site. Um, However, both players of UNC are gonna
Smoke's
reach the
down.
site at roughly the same time. Wee Wee's just gonna make some space for both him and his teammate to move up. Wee Wee does manage to get an AK, which is gonna make it a lot easier for him to clutch it out. He does able to take out Xenix, which Xenix continues to die every round, unfortunately.
Open up the sky.
The sky does get open. The fuse does come out. Very good utility usage from the UNC there. That was a beautiful clutch. Like, absolute textbook.
Yeah, beautiful all coming up from the brimstone of Wee Wee, and able to first deny the remaining player from Canadian Hitmen from repeaking, but then when he tries to repeak, he dies to the also. And now you see the URNAN clan, or URNAN clan, sorry, is now set up for the victory here on this map. They're two rounds away, and they all have rifles.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Yeah, the Canadian Hitmen are gonna force buy once again, and they're gonna miss out on the SMG. Sorry, they're gonna miss out on 2 ARs. So they're definitely looking to reverse the series very quickly. They don't want to. They know that it's now or never for them to turn back. Zarek getting picked up very early is definitely not a start you wanna have. You're gonna lose a lot of that utility, a lot of that space creation, just out of the window. And with the cipher gun, you're not gonna be able to hold on to that space that well either. So it's just looking very rough for the Canadians already in this crucial round for them. The most that they can hope for is to try and get some sort of a fakie going. However, there's still players on the site for UNC here, and it's just up to Kafar for mid, who's pinned down on the boxes. Not much he can do. This round will once again go for UNC as URNAN's clan put this into match.
You do see the res and that ult out of the Sova is both ready to use, and Blizz's ult is also 1 point away from being able to use that ult. And so we might see all three of those ults come out on this last round. I'm trying to pull this out, and they do have 5 Phantoms going up against 2 SMGs, 2 Bulldogs, and an AK. So let's see if URNAN's clan can actually pull this out and bring it to a map 3.
Yeah. This buy from the Canadians just screams desperation to me. They do manage to counter the Sova ult, but not before he finds a pick on the Xenix. It's gonna be a 3v3 very quickly as the spike starts rotating over to the B site. Though Chadmeister has managed to take out Xerix, and he also manages to res JW in the process, putting it into a 4v2. Though Kafurfur does the same on his side, putting it back at a 4v3. Though still an advantage for UNC here. Canadian Hitmen in an uphill battle. They decided to force the fight down a short before giving up and rotating over a B. Although the rotate was a little telegraphed, and you can already see members of Canadian Hitmen rotating over back to B. However, it's going to be another fakie as the members decide to push back up short in a very quick succession. Although members of UNC are very quick to trade it out. What a it's kind of a opposite to how the last one went.
Yes, definitely. Now we will be going to a third map here. Going into Split, you see Chad Meister up there on the top of the scoreboard with JW holding them down for their team, able to get all those kills and win that map to go to the third map. What do you think the score should be on the third map? From what we've seen, what do you think the score will come out to be?
Definitely. For the Canadians, definitely an improvement of what of anything that's here. Like what's called PhD with 5 kills, Xanax with 17 deaths. It's just not pretty in a lot of these cases. Um, although I definitely feel like they're gonna take this loss on Bind, and they're gonna use that to fuel their revenge heading into Split here. And however, honestly, from what despite how well we see Canadians play on Haven, honestly, I've seen them. We've only really seen them struggle whenever they went to something else, unless they pull out some really good split strategies here. As is this going to be the first split of the? No, it's definitely not the first
No, it's
split.
not the
But
first split. We did have a couple early on in the tournament. Unfortunately, none were actually streamed, so this will be the
well,
first
it's
one
gonna
on
be
stream.
well, it's gonna be the first split on stream. So it's gonna be all jolly. Um, well, a few people are reconnecting. Um, so just give it a second before we get into our third map. Now, how do you think Split's gonna go with the how, especially with how defender sided and how important mid control is on that map?
Um, I think it's gonna go on the side of URNAN. They've been playing very well, especially that last map, and I think right now they're super hyped up, and they're gonna try to go for this win here. I think we will see. I have a feeling we're gonna see like either Wee or Blizz playing that mid spot on defense. They seem to be playing more of that rotation style and towards the middle sides of the map. And then we'll probably end up seeing Tenzo playing on that Phoenix like he usually does. Either playing super aggressive on A or super aggressive on B.
Yeah, definitely a lot of options for both of these teams here. There's a lot that can go wrong in the execution as well. So it's gonna be important that everyone sticks to their roles, and that people do their best not to just go for like hero plays, because they have noticed that that's been the death of both of these teams. Just people trying to make stuff happen too much, even when they don't necessarily need to.
Yeah, people going for hero plays is a big conundrum when it's early game. You don't need to go for the hero plays early game. You want to just try to get some consistent rounds cranked out with your team, keep your economy up, and see if you can just keep that ball rolling. And then when the game comes down to the final rounds, that's when you need to be trying to go for those hero plays when it's unexpected.
Fifth player is still not back in the lobby.
I think PhD is AFK and he needs to switch teams before they can reinvite him.
But yeah, it's kind of let's take this moment to reflect on the rest of the tournament. It's been a ride, you know.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting tournament. There's been some hiccups and it's been yesterday. Unfortunately, I had a tornado come through my neighborhood, and I was unable to stream and produce for the rest of the tournament. But I was able to come in for the semifinals and grand finals here tonight.
Yeah, that's probably where all the long lost split maps were, or split matches.
Yeah, very possibly.
Well, I think it's only appropriate that this tournament and the series ends on map 3. I feel like there's no better way to go about it. And the last player will join back, and we are basically ready to get back into this.
So, who are you betting on winning this game?
I don't know. It's gonna be very close. The only thing is that like if the Canadians decide to if the Canadians continue to not adapt to what's being ran against them, they continue to not like bash their head, but they continue to be one dimensional with their approaches, then it's very much going to go in favor of UNC. However, if they decide to adjust their playstyle and decide to take advantage of the weak points of UNC, then I feel like they have a very good chance, especially since they're starting on the no, they're not starting on the defense. They're starting on the attack. So if they can get an early lead on the attacker, then they're going to be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that Split is one of the harder maps because it is so defensive. It's so easy to hold because everything's just through a choke point. And we'll probably see double rise coming out of here, or raise, or however you.
Raise, yeah. You know, for a second, I thought I thought you were gonna say double shield.
Double shield coming out. Got
No.
a Sigma Orisa. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna see a double rise.
It's basically old school. Yeah, yeah. There's May on both teams. You know.
Yeah, you're gonna see double rise, double sage. And there's also a lot of verticality to this map, so you're probably gonna see a jet or possibly two.
And I feel like the breach pick is pretty underrated here as well. Um, especially when trying to take like say a ramp for example, we're trying to get mid control. All of breach's abilities work super well there.
Yeah, breach could be a very good character on this map too because everything's just so tight corners. If you know where someone's at, you're just gonna be able to burn them down with your abilities through the walls.
Yeah, the only area where breach isn't that great is like open B, but that's what you have teammates for. Like they're gonna be able to deal with that. Like it's more of a like you do your part, I'll do my parts, then work towards the big picture. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, there's still a little bit of delays. The Canadian Hitmen still waiting for someone to ready up. Um, unless they're taking a little strategic timeout here to kind of reset after that bind map. Just kind of reassessing their what's it called their strategies for splits. Kind of making sure that they're as prepared as possible for this one, or they legit have like a technical or a connection problem.
Oh, it
And
looks
it
like
looks
they're
like
ready.
yeah, it looks like they're ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, the final map of the altitude weekend elimination tournament is now underway. And once again, pretty similar compositions are most likely going to come out from here, from both sides. But there's a lot of room for a mix up. So it's gonna be interesting. What's gonna happen here? I wish we could see the compositions being picked from the spectator view.
Yeah, hopefully they ended up putting that in the game because right now the spectator is very poor. The
Yeah,
spectator abilities
it can
and
can
viewpoints is
definitely
very.
be better. But honestly, like for a beta, it's fine. It's fine for a beta.
For a beta, it's ahead of its kind. Not a whole lot of games have been this good in a beta, especially in closed beta, let alone open beta.
I keep forgetting that this game is in closed beta.
Yeah, I think it's just because the new drop system with Twitch, it's just so easy to get a key
Need a drop.
that there's so many players playing this game.
Well, those are very risky words for you to choose there, as everyone's molding and chat doesn't have a key, just starts absolutely molding in chat.
I mean, I have a feeling this game's going to be going open beta here in a couple months, and so then everyone's
Yeah.
going to be able to play this game.
Well, we're gonna see the jet. I'm sorry, we're gonna see a lot of that verticality coming out on the side of Canadians here as they return to the Omen, and we're gonna see overall just a return to the map one-ups from both teams here. All the way down to Chad Meister on the breach. Looks like a very tactful take. Focused on getting control of focused on just getting control of a here. There's a few ways that you can go about this. Generally, the main way is to try and gain control of ramp. But it looks like for the most part, Push is gonna just go up to the site, and looks like it's just been really free for Canadians to just take. We first one to go down in the match. Shadmeister very quick to trade out, but Corso trades that one out. Corso trades another one out, and then Tenzu trades another one out. How many trades are we gonna have in this first gunfight? All right.
Yeah, a lot of trades coming out,
PhD.
and we do see
very-
Blizz pushing up here on the point. He might be able to get in the back line. Oh, but there's someone on the flank.
Yeah, playing around that terminal, although it's very late, not really in a good place to deny the plant, and Kefurfer will finish it off with 2.
Yeah, Kefurfer with that long flank on the high ground was able to just get in the back line and take down Tenzo, and then take down Blizz like directly after that.
Yeah, definitely a very hectic way to start the series off, or to start this final map off. As Canadians will finally have some momentum to start working off of. But right now, it's just momentum, and it's just the start of the series. Once again, the push is gonna be from Canadians are gonna be heavily focused around A. This time we have Chad Meister with the shotgun, looking to put an end to any of the shenanigans. And we actually have 2 shotguns, both from the A players. Corso was able to win that fight out, and a lot of damage was done onto some of the players pushing A, but not enough as both shotguns fail. And once again, we get a very quick plant coming in from Canadian Hitmen here. Zarek taking out Tenzo is going to take out a lot of that fragging power as well. We have a massive fight coming here on ramp. Sage moves up close, trying to cut off at least one of the members of Canadians. There we go. Zarek is able to get the pick through the smoke as well. So, just playing so fantastic, so great. Although Blizz, despite getting that one shotgun kill, it's not going to be, or that one pick, it's not going to be enough. Wait, where did the shotgun come from?
The shotgun was, I believe, the standard pistol. Just the right click on it.
No, I swear, I saw it like I think one of the Canadians picked up a shotgun and I just didn't catch it. Because that definitely wasn't the standard pistol that I heard.
Oh, I think he shot wood, and that's why it was so loud.
No, like I saw like 2 billion pellets come off of it and everything. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm probably just tripping out. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, the what's called Kursul already has his ult this early into the game, which is definitely something that you don't expect out of your jet players that much. This massive fight ensues over mid. Like we said, mid control is extremely important. On this map.
Got
Tenzo
one.
is
Page
fully
trigger.
aware of
Page
that.
triggered.
Tries to flash out and get massive value. Although, slow is too much for him to deal with. JW peeks out, takes out Zenix, and Blizz with another. So now it's only left up to a 2v3 as PhD takes out his counterpart on the other team. A move is made towards B site, however, Wee is able to take out a PhD, and first not able to get much done as UNC is able to turn it back.
Yeah, good plays there from the URNAN clan, as they buy up 3 rifles, a bulldog, and an SMG against
Yeah, both sides are gonna be very heavily stocked here. Although the economy for UNC is gonna be starving a lot
This is a
more
nice spot.
if they lose this round. Especially Blizz with his $0.
we do see them grouping up here around A.
Yeah. This is the one time that they didn't do this, they actually lost a round, so they're like, hey, let's go for again. Once again, they do a very good job taking control of A. Although they do lose the fight in heaven. Looks like the plant is gonna go down anyway. Or the plant will eventually go down as Sage retrieves the spike. And now gets the plant down. There's gonna be a big battle ensuing in screens here as Zarek pushes the Reaper smoke. And right now, it's just a 3v2. It's gonna be very hard for UNC to retake against, especially with JW. Actually, no, JW managed to equalize by taking out Xenex here. However, got stuck in screens, and this one's gonna go to Canadians once again. Already a lot different to them than the first one.
Zurich with a 4K on that run. Almost got the ace, but unfortunately, Kfirfer, I believe, stole that kill from him.
Very shameful. How could you steal? Well, did they steal an ace?
Yes.
Wow, how dare he?
And Zurich on this, I'm not entirely sure what the character he's playing, but they've had
He's playing. Zurich is playing Viper. He's gonna be
Viper?
lining up for the split onto the B site with the wall.
He's had very good walls
might,
recently.
Although this might also be done to kind of fake off the actual execute. However, it looks like it's gonna be very serious and a very quick execute. Although they're unaware of the black box player. The PhD is able to get the opening pick onto his counterpart on the other team. And overall, looks like a very quick plant is going to be coming in. As even though the wall drops, the spike is planted, and a lot of defensive utility is still up for Canadians. It's going to be a pretty difficult retake coming in for UNC, although it's not impossible. Though with Tenzo down, and it looks like the breach is gonna be taken out of the fray very quickly as well. Wee doing his best, takes out Caruso. However, Xenex taking out Wee puts Chatmeister in basically an unwinnable position. So he ends up just throwing himself into the fight anyway. And this fight will go to Canadians. No guns will even be saved.
We will see the 4 Phantoms versus the 4 AKs. And there will be an op coming out from Corso.
This goes here.
So we'll see if he can
yeah, that's
get
the
some value
expectation at least. Yep, there's the up from him, which is gonna be extremely helpful, especially if they if Canadians decide to push B again. So it's extremely easy to hold on to for a B retake when you have an operator. Spike almost dies being pushed up all the way. However, Kerfuffle is doing a much better job just being cautious in his approach. Has to be very careful about this Phoenix player though. However, he does back up and take a more passive stance on mid. Kerfuffle's still trying to peek out though. Like he needs to remember he has the spike. If he dies here, it's gonna be very dangerous. So instead, we're gonna have Kuroso kind of try and take that gunfight for him. Though Phoenix rotates away just in time. Looks like the main fight is gonna be taking place over by B once again, and gonna be able to take advantage of the longer range, longer sight lines that you generally get from the op. Massive wall to stop any rotation from Valley. However, Kerfuffle decides to plant out in the open.
I know
That
exactly
could have went
where
bad,
you
but
are.
he decides that it's okay. Very good interrogation timing as well. JW doesn't really have any time in here. And it's a flawless round for Canadians. Definitely must be refreshing after the last map for them.
Yeah, Canadians definitely on fire on this map after the last one on Bind where they suffered a defeat. I believe that's their first map loss of the tournament. So we will see that same 4 AKs and an op come out. The classic CS:GO. And very, very bad guns on the side of URNAN clan.
This is the eco whatever the hell special coming in from them. It looks like an aggressive push up mid that Kerfuffle might be able to take advantage of, but he is able to get the res off and boost to try and take control of mid. Although it looks like the player did rotate through vents and the Cypher just rotated further into B, so...
No, they don't see JWD this close. There's 3 players right in front of him.
Oh wait, you're right. JW is like right there on the boxes. I honestly didn't even notice that myself, and I have access to the global map. This can be dangerous for Kerfuffle. He does manage to catch Chad Meister on the rotation. However, oh no, the shots were just barely whiffed by JWD. However, the third one will land. Spike does go down though, and there's a consensus of where the Sage is. PhD will be doing his best to watch this flank. Holding fairly aggressively here. It looks like Wee is also going to be joining the fray very shortly, and is about to reappear through Haven. There you go. PhD will get the garage player, and it's going to be very hard for Wee to win this. Even with that shotgun at close range, he might get that one pick, but it's definitely not enough time for him to go and try and defuse the spike. He might try and go for one more exit, but that's going to be it. There we go. Course solo will take it. PhD might just barely. Okay, I thought it was barely in the blast range, but nope, they will be fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, they did drop 2 players there on the side of Canadian Hitmen, so they will have to rebuy those rifles they've had for the past couple of rounds.
It goes here.
But we'll see the 5 Phantoms versus the 4 AKs and the op. And let's hope that the URNAN clan can start pulling this back a little bit. It's 6-1 here, and it looks like they're starting to get ready for this A push.
Yeah, this is definitely yeah, this force buy can be pretty devastating for UNC's economy if they don't get any value out of this. Although they're more than comfortable with this sort of execute from the Canadians here. They're just gonna push right on through. Wee hides in the corner and finds 2. That might be the one that does it. And one more hides in Bend. As doesn't look. It looks like Canadians' push was completely caught off guard. That's the power of adaptation right there.
Yeah, massive hold out of URNAN clan over here on this defensive side, and now they're gonna have the 4 rifles in the op. Huge plays out of Wee and Chad picking up 3 in combination on the site. And I believe they also picked up a 4th right before they found Kefurfer hiding in ramps.
Well, it's not going to be a terrible situation coming here for Canadian, though, as their economy is still extremely helpful, as they're going to be able to do another AR op buy. Interestingly enough, they buy Tenzo with that early pick on the Corslo, on the Coroso. That is definitely is going to be one that Canadians are going to be wanting back. Um, Also, if you look at the ult economy for UNC, I didn't even mention this, but it's absolutely stacked. They're only 2 away from Tenzo's ult, and everything else is ready. Where on the side of Canadians, they almost have Xenex's ult, but that's basically it. Um, I'm just gonna slowly and quietly rotate over to A. Um, as like it looks like they completely just given up on the mid battle. They have PhD has retrieved the op, and he's gonna be rotating that with bomb, and yeah, they're already pretty heavily prepared.
What a shot from Xenex! Holy crap!
I didn't even see that shot, but I knew that it was absolute fire. It's still only a 3v2. Now a 1v2. In favor of UNC. However, this is still very winnable for Zarek here. He's gonna be the one that would like try and pop his ult anyway. However, he's gonna wait for the diffuse sound. But you're hearing that breach kind of rotate over, trying to come above into heaven. This is a risky position for Zarek. He doesn't have a lot of cover here, and he's gonna be taken out by Chadmeister.
Chadmeister able to pick up that kill after stomping around like an elephant, still somehow gets the kill. And able to win that round for his team. That's a much needed round for the URNAN clan.
Yeah, Zarek needed to position himself in some sort of cover in order to react to what was going on there. Honestly, for such a defending-sided map, Canadians are doing extremely good either way. Like 6-3, like getting 6 rounds anyway on the attack is more than you generally need. So being like they're in a very good position still to win at least 2 of these next 3 rounds. So not all hope is lost for Canadians here, and what's called UNC is still very much on the back foot here. You did hear some of those Viper smokes possibly telegraphing an A push. However, it can be a bit of a fakey. As you can see, the bomb is actually by mid, but resources are now going to be focused towards A. See, he's trying to get a little aggressive here. His ramp control is trying to be established. Well, the mid players are kind of just waiting for picks. There you go. Chadmeister does a very good job holding off of the ramp push. He doesn't realize that no one else is around. Chadmeister also.
Xenex uses his ult and gets in the flank here.
Him. Very good job listening to the sound. And Chadmeister might be going for the ace here. I don't think he's aware of the Omen's positioning, but that might be his only problem. And Wee has him covered on that. It's all up to Kefurfer to clutch this out. And honestly, at this point, you just try to save the op. But he's not in a position to save the op here anyway, so
He needs to drop down through the... Yeah, unfortunately he decides to hold W into that. If he would have dropped down into the ropes and gone towards the B site, he would have been safe. And we keep seeing these four rifles in an op buy from both teams here.
Yeah, but honestly, both teams have a pretty even economy. Although it is slightly better for the side of Canadian Hitmen. but it's not to the point where you can consider it an overly significant advantage.
Yeah,
Once
definitely.
again, you're seeing some of these picks being telegraphed. Tenzo once again gets that pick up mid, um, and we're seeing the massive back and forth here now. Now we're seeing UNC kind of start to mount their own mini comeback. And once again, he takes out the opposing Opper. This time on a completely different player. Last time it was on Kurozo. Now it's on Kafarfar, or it was on Kafarfar, I should say. The rest of the Canadian Hitmen are just making their way up garage, waiting for a B heavy push. We're gonna try and do a fakey, and actually go B. Although you have to realize you don't have as much utility to work with pushing B dry. They just barely don't make it work. As Blizz manages to get a 3K to clutch it out, and it's just up to the Omen of Xenix to make something happen. I don't think he's aware of the Phoenix playing close there. Might be.
Unfortunately, I think they just missed each other.
Yeah. That's very good game knowledge from Chad Meister in order to clean that up.
Yes, definitely. To realize that Omen was probably flanking somewhere and to make sure he holds his CT flank, make sure he doesn't get a flank onto the B site and potentially get the bomb down for extra money for the enemy team.
It's gonna be the last round of the half. As this is one that, like, it's definitely a momentum stopper for the Canadian Hitmen, as they really wanted to go up, to just expand their advantage here. On a side where they honestly shouldn't be having such a big advantage. But looks like they're gonna once again do their A heavy strat. Chad Meister once again doing a good job contesting him, although he himself is stunned back. Once again, it's gonna be a trade back and forth. The Canadians once again are looking for something concise. It's JW taking out Kafurfur. That's definitely not what they wanted. Ops aren't available on their side. Still in the hands of Tenzo. Chad Meister once again doing his best to retake. And then, there we go, massive interrogation as well. It's going to allow Chad Meister to effectively spray through smoke. However, Zarek doing his best to hold off in the dire situation, but his valiant efforts will be of no use, as the half will be tied.
URNAN clan will tie up this map and go into the attack side. Now, hopefully, URNAN clan might be able to get a couple rounds now that they're switching sides and have a different playstyle for this map.
Well, you have to remember that making attacks work here are fairly difficult inherently. However, you never know based off of how this map has been going already. As that is one that, in my opinion, like the Canadians should have definitely been able to push some sort of advantage on, but they just weren't able to for some reason.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, Canadians will be moving onto the defense here. It's gonna be very difficult stuff for them to work with, but nothing that they can't handle. Just gonna be very quick, very concise approach, and the Viper Wall is actually gonna work in the favor of UNC here. So Eric is still able to get a pick, although he's traded out fairly quickly. Big battle on Heaven, big battle in screens, big battle everywhere you see. One more trade comes in, although Caruso and Xerix, they're not gonna be able to retake this. It's just Xenix, so it's still pretty winnable for him. He just barely whiffs out on Wee, and that's not even including the Sage that's still playing around Terminal. He's taking all sorts of fire here. Still needs to land that headshot onto the Sage, but it won't be done.
Did so good, was able to pick up that fourth player and almost clutches the round for his team, but ran out of ammo at the last second.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But did he like completely run out, or did he just run out in his clip?
He just ran out of his clip, so he had to reload.
Alright.
And we do see URNAN Clan pick up the first round in the second half of the third map of this best of 3 in the grand finals.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is. And we'll see URNAN Clan push it
A
quick.
heavy push through A again. Like, this is just a classic Counter-Strike rush B, do not stop, my friends. The close player's taken out. It's almost like he wasn't even there. Plant will go down almost instantly. It's very quick, very clean from the members of Canadian Hitmen. And they might actually win this flawlessly as well. Yep, that round didn't even last 20 seconds.
That was a crazy round coming out from URNAN Clan there. They definitely have a different strategy for this map. Just push way more aggressively, way more tactically, like put down your abilities like that toxic wall, block off LOS, and just get in as quick as possible before those rotations can come through.
They don't have a toxic wall on their side.
Oh, they don't? Wait.
No, the Viper's on Canadians.
Oh, it is. That toxic wall coming twice, like very handedly for URNAN Clan.
Yeah.
But we'll see a slower approach. They are getting really aggressive, but they're walking so that the enemy team doesn't realize they're there.
Again, big flash is gonna come in, and then once again, very aggressive push will come through. The wall was a bit botched, and a trade does come through. However, what's called UNC are still in a very good position to get a quick win on here. You need to be careful about the rotations coming in here. As JW already used up his wall in order to do something.
But something they don't know is Wee Wee's on this flank from the A site. He's going to be in this heaven position up above them.
Yeah, he's going to be able to clear out any sort of retake potential from there. However, he's not able to deny any sort of defuse.
Yeah, so it looked.
That's the problem.
They did fake the bomb.
The problem with playing from any heaven position.
Unfortunately, though, he's not going to be able to
Canadians-
get the kill.
Yeah, Canadians do a very good job at retaking that, just barely making the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't realize that you can walk on the far right of heaven and deny the bomb. He was just playing super passive and rotated. I feel like if he would have played up there, he could have possibly won the round.
With it still, you got no cover up there. And there's somebody to cover the plant, so, or to cover the defuse. Yeah, he was gonna die either way, but
Yeah.
he would have had a better chance if he just peeked out from heaven.
Yeah, him rotating all the way around, they could have even defused in that time. They had plenty of time to do it, but they decided not to stick to plan. We do see them pushing middle here.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can already you can hear the telltale signs of kind of that breach utility going off, and you can see all the utility that had to be stacked in order to prevent anything like that from happening. As right now, it just turns into the UNC just playing for picks down mid. And
No,
deciding,
it looks
hey,
like they're
you
going to
know what?
rotate to A for free.
Yeah, it's like A is wide open. Like, everyone's already rotated off, so they might as well go there and get a free plant. Although rotations are gonna come in from mostly mid, however, there's gonna be the cipher that comes in on screens as well. So that's a potentially dangerous option. Knives are shut down very quickly from Tenzo, and a quick trade comes in. Last player playing in, yep, the player in screens does not stand a chance. And once again, UNC gonna go up in the series still.
Yeah, they're definitely taking this map by storm. It is kind of close, but UNC is just, they're so dominant on this attack so far. We'll see if they can keep up the aggression and win this map.
Yeah, so far UNC have been showing us that they aren't very much they aren't as dictated by momentum as say Canadians are. They're definitely a lot more resilient to that. Tenzo with the orderly purple already onto Xenex. Tenzo just going insane here. There's not much to say here. Chad Meister making sure that he gets some time in the spotlight as well. Gotta make sure everyone gets some credit there. Like even Wee getting in on the action there. Last one's just that Jet trying to push in through sewer. And this one's gonna end before 30 seconds are up. Alright, maybe before 40 seconds. As it looks like Jet's contemplating saving, contemplating trying to clutch. One more gunfight comes through, and yeah, he's gonna lose that out.
Now it does look like Canadian Hitmen will have enough to buy some rifles here on this next hold, and so we might see a turn of events and them go up to an 8th round. Depends on how they decide to play this.
Yeah, a lot can definitely go wrong here. With how heavily the economy they're investing in their economy here, this is definitely the do or die round. Like, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it would be a stretch if I said this is the most important round of the series. Like, would that be too much of a stretch?
No, this is definitely the most important round, because if the URNAN clan is able to pick up this round, they could probably ride the coattails of it all the way to the end.
Speaking of which, Canadians are off to a fiery start, and looks like yeah, definitely UNC were not expecting such a fierce such a fierce aggression from the Canadian Hitmen. We're expecting another smooth sailing, but kind of got caught up in their own imagination there. Though they're still gonna try and work towards the end, as they have managed to clutch out these situations before earlier in the series. They're not just playing very calculated, waiting for mistakes, waiting for people to push up, trying to get greedy, trying to pad their stats. However, Tenzo is gonna get it's gonna die in the process, so it's gonna be hard to win this out with the solo breach, especially trying to plant on B with the Viper smoke. And right now, it's kind of all hope is lost, really.
Chadmeister will have to get this ace in order to win the round.
Yeah, he's you can tell he's just chugging. And he's about to get that gunfight with the Jet, but he wastes his ult in order to try and win that 1v1 to no avail. That is definitely one that's gonna stay.
Unfortunately, he does get wallbanged through that box, and it allows the Canadian Hitman to pick up an 8th round here and push them ever so closer to that grand final win.
Yeah, right now, we couldn't have asked for a more close series than this.
Yeah, I think this is the closest series of the tournament.
No, it definitely is the closest series of the tournament. Like, that's without a doubt.
Toxins going up.
But now it looks like another A heavy push. Zarek needs to be very careful here. He knows what happened the first time. There we go. They just immediately barrel through, no fear. And then once again, looks like UNC just have no problem just rushing in here. Although it is a 2v4, brought up from a 2v3 or a 1v3, I should say. It's not completely unwinnable for UNC here, but I certainly wouldn't bet anything on it. All that's left is up to Kafurfur on the stage there. Take out 3 more members. He's still peeking out through screens, but at this point he just doesn't have enough time, and he's not gonna have enough time to make something happen.
He is gonna end up killing everyone though, because his bomb is gonna go off and kill Tenzo. And so that will reset the guns for everyone, and URNAN clan is now 2 maps or 2 points away from winning this.
At least they're gonna be in a slightly better position in order to make something happen. I'm forcing some of that heavy economy from UNC to come out a little bit. And you're actually gonna see a save round coming in from Canadian Hitmen here, so they can get a proper buy round. In case the next round is their last round. If they do manage to win this eco though, then like good stuff happen. Tenjo gets that early pickoff on the PhD. Like always at this point, Brimstone goes for a very quick glance.
Beacon here.
Although Xanax wants to get stuff done with that CZ. That Frenzy. They're getting traded out very quickly from Chadmeister.
Page triggered.
And right now, the remaining two members of the defense, just in a very dire situation, not really able to make anything happen. And it's gonna be match points, series points, and tournament points.
Yeah, Chadmaster really
for-
picking it up here for the URNAN clan. He's gotten to 3K probably 4 or 5 times in this map so far.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people hyping up Tenzo, but I definitely haven't seen people hyping up Chadmeister. Like, he's been doing fantastic on everything that he's played right now.
Joke's
So,
over. You're dead.
definitely my candidate for MVP right now.
We're gonna see this quick
Now,
A push.
Zarek does a very good job at kind of halting that push there. Although PhD does get taken out on ramp. So far, you can see once again, UNC's push just completely neutered at the early stages. However, it's gonna be very possible that Xenix gets taken out here and it turns into another even fight. Right now, the game is about delay, and Zarek trades himself out. But Corso does manage to capitalize on the space made, and one more will go to Canadians. They stick in this series.
The Canadians are 4 points away from capturing this victory for themselves. We're down to the final 5 rounds here. Or final 4 rounds, would you say? Yeah, final 4 rounds. We will see if the Canadians can bring this back into a 4-round sweep and win this.
Just a shadow.
I know it's definitely very possible
Welcome to my
that.
world.
However, it's also possible that they get caught in the moment and that they slip up on, because right now Canadians are in a situation where if they make a single mistake, it can just cost the entire series right now.
We do see a very
for
aggressive B push. And URNAN clan's gonna pick up 2.
Yeah, trades do come out back and forth at least. However, for now, we actually have Xenix on the flank. He's not able to make anything happen. He gets caught out using his abilities. PhD, though, getting 2. And Corso also on the flank. Like, they're in a good position in order to prevent this and extend the series. There we
And
go. Taking
Caruso.
out the Brimstone as well. Caruso. Everyone on the side of Canadians just kind of putting their own weight in order to make this happen.
Going huge, pulling out the God mode, able to save this for their team. Now they need 3 rounds. We're in the final 3 rounds of this tournament, and we will see who comes out on top. Now we might see a save come out from URNAN clan in order for them to buy full rifles next round and hopefully get the win.
Yep, that certainly looks like the plan for them. Buying a few SMGs, as well as just going for the
Stay safe.
mostly save, but you do see a few SMGs also come out for them. So, however, this is still a very deadly lineup that you have for UNC here. So they can still very much win, especially when you see how many people are just stacked up ramp. Although Zarek does a very good job stunting that push. Interrogation comes in, shows the whole plan, and then you can see the roamers also coming, cutting off the rotations. Kefurfer getting 2. Oh no, Kefurfer only got 1, but Kefurfer got the spike. Now they just have complete map control, and just complete control over everything that can be done by the attackers here. You even have Corso on the flank, cutting off the rotation, and that was an absolute steamroll.
A flawless round from the side of Canadian Hitmen. We're down to the final 2 rounds now. If Canadian Hitmen can win this round, I don't think URNAN clan will have the economy to be able to win the next. It'd be an all or nothing. Or this is their all or nothing round. If they lose this round, they will probably lose the next one.
Yeah, this might as well. This could very well be the final match. This could go either way. It's either the final round for either of these teams, and it decides it all. There's not much to say. This is okay. There's gonna be a heavy garage push at the first. However, it looks like a quick rotation is gonna come into fruition. Some pressure is gonna be put on mid. Xanax is making sure that he's watching it.
It sounded like after they heard the jet all go off, they didn't want to push down that hallway into those knives. Those knives would do so much damage and lose them the round, so they're gonna try to silently rotate here, try to make a little bit of noise in mid, see if they can keep players over towards that B side like they are. And they're about to 4-man walk just versus this I can't remember the character's name from
Canada needs to get over quick and help their Viper, as Zarek is not going to be able to hold them off all by himself. As there's going to be a heavy push coming up the ramp here. No one really is around there, although you have Xanax who's able to alleviate a little bit of pressure by being up there. But overall, now you have the main aspect of the team over there. For taking out Chad Meister, very big pick. The rest comes out. So GHD, make sure he keeps it equalized. So JW.
We're down to 14 seconds. They need to be able to hold the site here.
Corso's flank does not work. However, now it's all about just getting the plant down. Blizz does not succeed, and that one is gonna go in favor of the Canadians. That was a disaster for UNC.
Well, it looks like when you go into the last round, all players get $5,000. So we will see full buys from both teams.
This is okay. This one is gonna. Well, this is the last round of the entire tournament. The winner of this one takes. The winner of this one is gonna take it. This one is. You know what I'm trying to say.
This is the final round. It's all or nothing here for both of these teams. The prize money, the championship. It's all or nothing.
Fulfill our mission.
Well, actually, second place does get some money, but yeah.
Opening up this round, it looks like there's going to be a heavy mid focus from the side of UNC. Going this fairly aggressive. You have to be careful of Xanax. Xanax, who once again is watching the rotate to see if they try to go back to drum. But it looks like they're just gonna slowly push up. Possibly looking for a rotate. They're just kind of scoping out to see which site is best for it. Looks like they're gonna settle on a B rotate, and they're gonna split the sites, which actually isn't very good for them, because A is essentially open. However, there's a lot of utility that's kind of left on. There's a lot of utility around B or an arm's reach of B, so it's gonna be very easy for Canadians to hold on to it. Although they lost Gaffer for very early on, PhD is there to fill it for the position. He only gets one though. Now it's a 3v4 in favor of UNC here. It would be catastrophic if the Canadians just barely don't come out on top here. We taking out Corso as he tries to stop the plant from coming out. Right now, it's just up to Derek on the other side. Just came from the other side of the map. Right now, it's looking pretty dire for him. On the bottom in hell,
and it will be your Nan clan with the victory. What a game!
Are your altitude champions?
Chad Meister with the big 28 kills, carrying his team arguably through this map. And I will see if I could potentially get them into the voice channel. But what a victory coming out here from the from the URNAN clan. What a strong performance from all of their players. And Chadmeister really pulling it forward for his team there at the very end.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that they come out on top without him. Well, honestly, all credit given to what's called Canadian Hitmen. They definitely put in their all. Even though they only got the runner up, they definitely made it extremely tough for UNC. And we should also thank all the other teams that took part in this tournament. Um, just probably this is the first one that we've ever done, and honestly, it went. I would say it went pretty well.
Yeah. Definitely, there was a couple hiccups. We had to rewrite some rules, but it definitely seemed to end very smoothly here. And it does not seem like I am getting a message back from him. So... Oh, there he is. Hello, Chadmeister.
Hi.
You go. We have Chad Meister here of UNC or URNAN's clan.
Yeah,
Now,
your name.
first of all, after that insane match, just tell us, how do you feel, man? Congratulations on your win.
Feels pretty good. I was kind of scared, not gonna lie, but we won, so I'm pretty happy.
You definitely
know.
picked it up for your team there on that last match. Or on that,
Yeah.
that last map there.
I know somebody had to do it. Had to be me, I guess.
Had to be the Chad.
Had to be the chat.
Well, now that your team has
Alright,
successfully
so-
won the first Altitude Esports tournament, what are your plans going forward?
Win more?
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
All right, so what's gold? So we noticed that you guys had a miraculous comeback on the last round of the series. Even though it was heavily looking like Canadians were gonna once again sweep you guys in 13-12 again.
Yeah.
Like what happened on the first map. Like, kind of, how did you guys respond, and how do you guys adapt after losing 13-12 on the first map?
Honestly, we knew they were scared after the first map when they were asking who gets to choose sides on the third map. So we blew the first map, but the second map was ours. Like I didn't really care like what they did on the first map.
Yeah,
I was
you
already
guys.
focused on the second map. I don't care about the first. They won. We should have won, but should have been over in two. But
Yeah, you
work
guys
like
seem
that.
super strong on that second map. And
Yeah,
then,
that we practiced that the most. That was our most practiced map.
what was going through the comms when they started their comeback there on that last map from 8 to 12?
We just told everybody calm down, and like at the end of the day, doesn't matter if we win or lose. We just we had an opportunity. We just needed to win one round. Kind of scary had to come down to the last one, but I'm glad we got it.
It was definitely the closest match of the tournament.
Yeah, that was
Two of the matches or maps in the match went 13-12, and it went to a third map.
yeah. The thing is that third map split. That's heavy defensive sided map in my opinion, and it was looking kind of scary on the when they went up like I don't know 6-1. What was it 6-1? I
Yeah, I
don't know.
think they went up
It was
6-1.
it was five. It was 5-1.
5-1,
Okay.
5-1, but we needed to get some defense maps rounds on that map, or it would have been a blowout. But I switched it up on the A side. I kind of noticed we weren't playing together, and we played more on site, both of us, and it worked. And yeah, that's all I can say.
Well, it seemed to work out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there any shout outs you want to give before we end it here?
Yeah, I'll shout out the boys in the Discord that were watching. The rest of the URNAN clan. Uh, More specifically Liam. Tarek. Everybody else that was watching. It was pretty fun. Also, yeah, it was pretty fun.
All right, well, GG's, and I'll get in contact with you and your team about the prize money here soon.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Well, after that amazing final match, do you have anything left to say?
Honestly, no. If anything, I'm kind of speechless.
Yeah, same. It was a very, very, very close match. So as we wrap it up here at Altitude Esports, do you have any shout-outs for yourself and to you?
Not really. I mean, you can find me on Discord. You can find me on Twitch. That's basically it.
Yeah, you definitely came in clutch in this the last minute stream of the grand finals and the semifinals earlier. So I thank you for that.
No problem.
And I'm going to thank Gresdale for setting all this up, putting up his own money for prize money, and having to deal with all this, and then also shouting out Calden, or otherwise known as Dionysus, for creating our amazing overlays for this match as well. And this has been Altitude Esports, the Valorant League or tournament kind of Discord. You can, I believe you can find us, or find the Discord underneath the page. If not, we need to add that. And yeah, thanks for watching.